It's warm enough outside to not have a coat. I'm wearing Toms, my ankles are free and clear, and it's time to watch episode 5 of Colton on The Bachelor.
Okay, so based on the preview, they do way too big a close-up of Colton's mouth. I'm very anxious about what's going to happen with the redhead Elise, and somebody has a Band-Aid on her chin, and it probably doesn't matter because I think that girl's going to go home. That's just for the first minute. I'm clearly watching this tonight in chunks. I just got out of the shower, so if you're sitting there like, why doesn't he have anything to say? I'm sorry. I just got a lot going on. So I'll be trying on clothes that I got to return to ASOS and getting to it very shortly. Does anybody else feel like you're watching the Hangover movie that took place in Thailand? Because if somebody eats more animal eyes and things, I'm not okay with it. But there is a lot of water, and I am wearing my White Star Line t-shirt. Colton is taking a shower in public, in case you were looking for something to be really surprised by. Literally, as Hannah B was saying something about making out with Colton in the ocean, they just pan like a gay man on a bad website from his face as water is dripping all the way down to his low waistline below his navel, and then they cut away. Some of the ladies are clearly going for beach hair. I wish you luck. So first one-on-one goes to Heather, Never Been Kissed. If you still have that title at the end of the night, I believe you will be going home, Heather. Heather goes home. HGH. Is that a drug? No, H. There's like a drug with H's in it. I normally like everything Colton is wearing, but his shirt looks like a gazebo with flowers hung from it. And he's wearing those white, like Vans slip-on shoes without laces. I love white sneakers. I love bright white sneakers. But not the slip-on ones. I think they look, ugh. And she's wearing like a bathing suit leotard and jean shorts, and they can't even kiss when they see each other because that would be like, you know, losing a big part of her soul, apparently. And I am not judging people who have never been kissed. I'm just saying that for the sake of this show, it makes things awkward. So we are wasting no time. We're about to dive into something with Elise the redhead. I don't know what it is. And the other girl, I think this is Kirpa, has this thing on her chin, and we don't know why. And I hate it when we don't know why. PSA, if you're going to go on The Bachelor, watch The Bachelor before you go on. I know my friend Shannon the Granny, Generation Granny, would agree with me. Elise, you got a one-on-one date. There's like 12 other girls. You're not going to get a one-on-one every week. And I like you, but that's not the way this works. Okay, I have to add a musical moment because Colton just said that they were coming up upon a floating city, floating city. If you didn't see me in Titanic this summer, you missed out. But that's what that's from. They're trying to set up this whole first kiss thing, like obviously he's going to kiss her or whatever, and the close-ups on his mouth as he's eating, and they're making it look like she's looking at his lips. It's literally horrifying. This should be rated R. I'm not okay. As Andy says, it's not okay. Heather just said in her interview, she's like, it's not really me to be like, yeah, you can kiss me. Heather, you've literally never said that because you've never been kissed, so we know it's not you. You've never said those words. That was not helpful at all. Y'all, I'm not going to lie, I'm feeling good about this recap so far. Way better than last week. This is so awkward. Like, I would have kissed her by now. Gay and all. I would have kissed her by now just to make the tension go away. I mean, have not we all been in situations where you've had to kiss somebody just to shut them up and make the awkward go away? Hands? Elise, it has not been weeks since your one-on-one. It's been like 6 days. Like, slow your roll. I'm pretty sure that Kirpa and Nicole are the same person, except that one of them has the chin Band-Aid. And I am already so bored by Cassie's one-on date, and it's not going to be for like an hour. And I'm so bored because I think she is so boring, and she is so basic, and her hair is awful. And yes, I know there's like a whole Team Cassie thing going on out there, but I think she is boring. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be a hater. If she wins, good for her. I don't need to see her on Bachelor in Paradise. I think that Elise might cut Cassie's face off in the night and then wear it so she can go on the one-on-one. I think that that's the breaking point that Elise might be at this point. Heather just told Colton in the non-eating dinner portion of their date that she dated a guy for 8 months, and she said they were very open with each other. And Colton said, oh, he didn't try to kiss you. How open could you be, Heather? Your mouth wasn't open. 8 dang months. Kiss the boy. Let me tell you something. Colton says he's concerned about the non-kissing with Heather. I'm concerned too. You know what I'm concerned about? I didn't make out with anybody until I was a freshman in college. And it was a girl. And yet still, Heather makes me feel like a big hoe. I have to put a tidbit up here for my mother, and then I'll stop using the word hoe. But my mother used to tell me about this video from Saturday Night Live, Tim Meadows, how to be a hoe. So maybe you should look it up, and maybe we should all send it to Heather to give her at least a starting point. Finally, kiss the awkward away, make the blonde shut her mouth and kiss her. Oh, holla freaking Louia. It was like waiting for something to lay an egg. Or for that giraffe to give birth. Like, let us not forget. What was the giraffe's name? Penny? Polka Dot? No, they have Polka Dot. I don't know. That giraffe, it took like 19 years to give birth. And then if you watched it, it was the grossest thing ever. This kiss is the same as that. Colton says he's on a high and nothing can ruin it, which clearly means Ish is about to go down. Elise is curling all of her hair and putting it down. Then she puts it up so we don't even see the hair. And she's in a low V-neck white flowy dress. And something's going to happen tonight. And like, I'm kind of over it. So Heather comes back from the date and everybody's in like pajamas and Chin Girl still has her Band-Aid on. But Elise is sitting there like ready to go to a formal ball. And if you were Heather, don't you think you'd be like, why is Elise so dressed up? It's not your day. So Elise is currently in Colton's room because she has a death wish and wants to get sent home. You went to his room late at night after you had a date with another girl. You're probably going to get sent home. And he's looking as indifferent AF right now. So he's going to send her home. She says she wants the time and the attention of a real relationship so that if he's going to get down on one knee and then he cuts her off. Watch the show before you go on the show. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. Remember that commercial? Hilarious. I'm just totally thrown. So Elise is leaving, obviously. And if it wasn't obvious to you, watch the show. Everybody, including Elise, should watch the show. Like, oh, I can't do this. I can't be ready for a proposal in a few weeks. And why'd you come on the show? And she's like, oh, and we talked in Singapore. You know how things were weird. Did he even talk to you in Singapore last week? And why did you put on the fancy dress if you were going to leave? Show up in, like, your sweats that you're going to wear on the plane. I do not dress well for plane rides, especially long ones, like from Singapore or Thailand. This is so stupid. What's the over-under on Elise showing up on another episode prior to the Women Tell All? I bet those odds are pretty high. You know, I think they didn't even do much of an interview with Colton except this weird angle through his screen door thing with his head in his hands because he probably was like, I don't know, Elise should have watched the show. I can't even say it anymore, and Hannah B is about to eat something weird again. Zero zilch Zippo reactions of the girl from the night from the other girls the night that Elise left. Like literally just nothing. Nothing. We cut to the next day. Colton with his best little selfie video yet, honestly, and now the girls in a thing waiting to get to him. I want to know who's leading them through this jungle, because we're not seeing, oh, this is the group date now. We're not seeing any guide or anything, and everybody's clearly in long pants and closed-toed shoes, and ankles are covered. But, like, who's leading you through this jungle? Because it's not actually Colton. Like, that's not a thing. So they are clearly all wet, and we have no idea why. Like, did it rain on them? Is it just the moisture in the rainforest? I don't know. Hannah B likes, like, she's going to eat a lot of things, and maybe the arm of one of the girls on the group date as well. She calls herself the Hannah Beast. I'm a little scared. Now, I'm sure this is a very controlled environment, but this is exactly why I would never go on Survivor. I don't want to touch that stuff. I don't want to be near it. I told the guy at the coffee shop tonight that there were 3 ants crawling by the sink. I don't want any part of it. You know that scene in The Lion King where Timon and Pumbaa like move that rotting log and they're like, here are all the grubs, and they're all these bugs and they eat them and oh, it's a delicacy. That's basically what the girls are doing on this group date right now. It's gross. Hannah G, Hannah B, and Demi, like, took the trolley thing back to the hotel and got a big bottle of water. They had to bring back water and food. And they got, like, a plate of food from the hotel and a bottle of water and, like, a bottle of champs. That is my kind of roughing it, Hanny. The second half of the group date's kind of boring. Apparently, Elise said something to Anyeka about Nicole. All 3 of them are kind of irrelevant at this point. So she's about to tell Colton, and some of these girls need more material on their dresses, and Hannah B told Colton she's in love with him. Anyeka tells Colton that Nicole is, there because she wants to find an opportunity and a way out of Miami. Nobody goes on the show who doesn't want an opportunity. Whether you want opportunity for love or you want opportunity in life, all good reasons to be on TV. So now Tasia tells Anyeka that it's not true, and then Nicole comes back and accuses Anyeka of spreading rumors, and Anyeka says, I'm not spreading a rumor. I'm telling Colton something that was told to me. That's a rumor, honey. Group date rose to Hannah B, even though we literally didn't see him talk to 60 to 70% of the rest of the girls on this group date. By the way, I'm kind of feeling myself at this angle. Like, I'm not hating it. But I didn't see the group date rose coming to Hannah B, so that's interesting. So there's a bunch of girls that I just feel like really barely got time with him. There's a girl, I think her name is Katie. Barely saw her tonight. Sydney, Nicole, even though this drama happened around her, I think you're irrelevant anyway. So these are the girls who I think are leading candidates to go home. Cassie arriving on this one-on-one date is by far the best she has looked because she has some makeup on and the wind is helping her terribly layered center part because the hair's out of her face for the first time. When have Cassie and Colton spent any time together? Like, why am I forgetting this? I literally barely recognize her. Like, when have they spent any time together this whole time? So they've just basically been left on an island to make out for the rest of the day. The boat left, like, it's the two of them and whoever this camera person is, and that's pretty much it. So that's what I'm assuming, like, the next half an hour is going to be like. So I was right. They just made out in the water for a while, and now we're in the night portion of the date, and Cassie's like, he needs to know. Those are my feet, by the way. She's like, he needs to know, like, I'm not a virgin, and he knows. We are aware. Okay, I'm confused, because Cassie's like, this is everybody now knowing that I'm not a virgin, and there might be people who judge me, but you haven't told us why, and also the editing has cut them in 3 different weird sitting positions. Who's judging you? Are you a part of a commune? So Colton brings Cassie to his room, but they're like in their clothes from the date, but under the covers. Like, why are you not just on top of the bed? I don't understand. That's a lot of effort there. Now somebody's going to have to remake it again. I am bored to tears by Cassie's look and her general personality, but if he don't pick her, you gonna have some splaining to do, Colton. And how'd the rose end up on your bedside table and like you're in bed with her, literally? All right, kids, we're in the home stretch. We're at the cocktail party. There's only like 20 minutes of the episode left, and this cocktail party set was lifted right out of Bachelor in Paradise. Faux show. I wouldn't be doing anything on TV with an open flame. I give you guys a lot of credit. Colton and Tasia have spent a lot of time together this episode with her out and not being on a one-on-one, so I feel like she's really progressed a lot in this episode. Demi gives Colton a trust ring. Honey, you should give him a trust fund. You are not going to win because they need you on Bachelor in Paradise to bring all the nutsness. Sorry, honey. So now Nicole is throwing on Yeka under the bus, and I'm just ready for it to all be over. And Colton said he doesn't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that! We have not seen much of Kaylin in this episode at all. I don't think that necessarily means anything. It's just interesting. Because now we have a different girl-on-girl fight, but it kind of made her less relevant in the dramatic scheme of things. There's like 9 minutes left in this episode, and we don't have a rose ceremony yet, and if we get gypped of one because of this stupid girl-on-girl fight from 2 girls who are both going to be on Bachelor in Paradise and have no chance in heck of winning Colton's heart, I'm going to be so pissed. I hope you're happy, producers. I hate you. Ugh. Colton sat down with them for a while, and then he left because he was just so over it. They were going in circles and circles and circles, and they look like ketchup and mustard in their yellow and red outfits, and it sucks, and we're not going to get to a roast ceremony, and this is the most obnoxious end of an episode ever. To be continued. Oh, producers, you suck. You suck. Like, these are 2 girls who don't have a shot in heck of winning this competition, so why don't you just send them home? Terrible episode ending. I am annoyed. There's no better way to put it. Once again, sorry for the burp. Producers, I hope that you're happy. I'm now going to bed annoyed, but at least I'm going to bed before 2 a.m. because last time I didn't even start the episode till 1 a.m. All that the previews for next week had outside of Colton and some girl making out in honey, but I think it was like mud, is a lot of crying. So whatever, y'all. Send the annoying people home. There should only be like 4 or 5 girls left at this point anyway. However, I was totally feeling myself at the beginning of this recap, so thanks for watching this week. We're getting closer and closer to finding out who's going to be on Bachelor in Paradise, and I mean also who wins The Bachelor. I am giving you true bedheaded realness, find my light, because my mother, after watching my Instagram story, and I was so excited because I mentioned her, would like me to issue a correction/retraction to something I said. Apparently it was Eddie Murphy, not Tim Meadows, who did the How to Be a Hoe video. His name was like Velvet Jones or something. And my mother texted me and said, I need you to issue a retraction. Tim Meadows ain't no Eddie Murphy, honey. Now, if you know my mother, she probably didn't say it that way in that tone of voice, but that's the gay way to do it, so that's the way I did it. And that's the actual end of The Bachelor Episode 5 recap from the real Bedhead Bachelor.